A special thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video.
Hello guys, welcome back to the vlog. Yes, baby. Wow. Yes. Talking to his dad. We are doing some fun things today. I'm in my work clothes, as you can tell. I'm actually just putting together a little gift for Romeo's mom. I'm printing some pictures, like pictures of Cade, and this little Canon printer was the best purchase because I can print pictures, you know, like at home. I don't have to go somewhere or order them online. I'll leave it linked because I use it a lot. I've been building like his baby book and putting pictures in it, and it's so much easier to like just print them and build my scrapbook as I'm going. Printing all the pictures and then building, it's either way, but it's nice to be able to print them at home. That packed up. So I'm in my work clothes. We have a big project, a big day ahead of us. This is our living room. The room in our house that we spend the most time in. The room that we really do want to do a transformation on and a makeover on. But it's the room that we spend most time in. So the room would be out of commission for a little bit while we work on it. And also it's the room with the largest beams. Now, if you've been following kind of the makeovers of our home, you know that we have beams in almost every room in the house on the bottom floor, and they're all real wooden beams that have been painted over. So they don't all have the same amount of paint on them, like layers wise, but after stripping the front beams in the front room, it was a lot. I mean, it was a huge undertaking, and we had to use obviously stripper to get it off. And it took us, how long did it take us, babe? Like 3 days?
Yeah, it was hard.
It was hard. That room is taller, the beams are higher than they are in this room, but these are huge. These are bigger. I mean, they must be at least 12 inches tall, you know, and maybe 5 inches wide. Going all the way, you can see one of them. There's 2 big ones in here. Because of the baby, I don't want to use stripper right now. I thought about like hiring it out, but also I don't have the mental capacity for more workers to be at our home. After 5 months of renovation, no. You know what I mean? Like I really think we're just at the point where we're just like prioritizing how we can improve the house right now without going overboard or without using anything super stinky like the stripper. The stripper that I use is better than most. It's like the orange peel, but still, I still don't want to do that right now. I still don't want workers in here using stripper and vacating the house. I don't want to do it. Because we've been out of commission on a major part of our house, like the kitchen, for so long, we just don't want to disrupt our lives again, like right now. And I really want to do this makeover right because I have so many ideas for this space. Yeah, furniture is great. I love our coffee table. I love the curio cabinet that we put in here. I do like these chairs in here, but it's not my vibe. You know, like I actually think that I can like add slip covers to these and really like make them a little more of the style that I love. And they work, they're so comfortable. So I think I can make them work. I love the rug, obviously. It's vintage and we saved it from when our house flooded, this room flooded. There's so much else about this room that has like been pieces of projects that I've never really finished. And I know it's just who I am. I get distracted. I want to start something new. I move on to something else. Also, my work kind of pushes me into doing that, you know, but I always really try to go back and finish. And one I was supposed to finish, and we are finishing right now. That's been top on my list is this other arch. Also, I have this piece of art over here. You guys remember when I was pregnant, I was like, oh, it was raining a lot and I couldn't really do much. And I was like, I just want to do something with my hands. And so I painted over these that I had in the apartment, they were just kind of like an abstract, textured piece of art that we had on each side of our fireplace. And I wanted to add something to them. So I added this landscape, which I love, but I needed to do it again. And I didn't. And then we moved the whole kitchen in here. So 5 months ago, I did these art. We moved the whole kitchen to this wall and I couldn't reach it. It just wasn't a priority, but still another unfinished little project. But I don't plan on these pieces of art staying here. I would like to relocate them because I think that wall is missing something. And we lack a lot of storage on our bottom floor. So we have more closets upstairs with the bedrooms. And downstairs, we have no entryway closet. We have my closet that I have my clothes in because Romeo's clothes is upstairs, because that's how small this closet is. And then we have another little linen closet that's right next to the laundry, and that's it. So we lack storage, which is why we optimize the storage in the kitchen so much. So I think that there's an opportunity to bring storage in here and also some pretty factor. I want to do, and I've been wanting to do, bookshelves along this wall back here because our couch sits totally far enough from the couch, plenty of walk space. It would add so much visual, a visual, really pretty detail to a wall that's completely blank, and it's relatively large, and it'll be behind the couch. I think that would be really cool, and I want to build them myself. So I definitely wanted the project to come when I wasn't pregnant anymore, so I could actually cut all the wood and build it and figure out exactly what I wanted. So I've been gathering inspiration for bookshelves that are in living rooms, behind couches, and different kind of shapes, and kind of thinking through kind of what I want. But something I love to do with all of my projects, which I did for the kitchen, is I got a 3D render made of the project so that I could really see it. I didn't just have to visualize it in my head. I could actually see it and kind of make tweaks to my design before ever buying materials, before reaching out the kitchen to a contractor and stuff. So a big thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring this video, because I have been using them organically for years. Find a freelancer on Fiverr and actually reach out to them to make these renders for me from my inspiration. So I did that for these bookshelves. So if you're not familiar with Fiverr, Fiverr connects you with digital freelancers from around the world in all different types of industries, whether it's interior design, graphic design, business, website design, you name it, any type of digital service. So I love using them for my projects, and I wanted to put together a document to send them so that they could see inside my head. I put the inspiration pictures and called out specifically what I liked about each picture. I love the curved corners and soft arches because that's very reminiscent of things that we're doing in the house, like I did with the archways. I also knew I wanted these bookshelves to have storage underneath, doors or drawers of some kind, so that we can actually use it for extra blankets or you name it. I feel like we would just totally use the storage in that space. Also, crown molding is a must. I wanted to tie it into the kitchen. We obviously used crown molding and some other things throughout the house that I've been adding because I love trim, I love detail and character, and crown molding always gives me that. And then this was just another option that I wanted to throw out there while they were designing it. It basically was splitting the bookshelves in two and actually having wall space in between to hang art, and maybe with a pretty light, making it more of a focal point. But I wasn't sure about it because I didn't know if I wanted to add another focal point to the room when we already have the fireplace wall as the focal point. So this is what's great about this phase and getting the 3D renders done, is that it gives you time to work through all your ideas to make the best decision for your project. I also added in a picture of our living room actually when it was staged, when we toured the house, and called out specifically where in the room I wanted the bookshelves to be, and then added in a few other pictures of our house that we've actually redone so he can see the style and the color palette. Most of the time, freelancers, specifically when you're doing anything interior design related, they will ask you for a floor plan or measurements. And I always send rough measurements. They're never exact because I'm not really looking for them to do things exactly, but it's so helpful for them to do things to scale, which is what I really wanted. So when I'm looking for a freelancer on Fiverr to work on a project for me, I always look at their portfolio and their user reviews, their ratings. I specifically picked this freelancer because they had photos of renders that they had done for other people that had a lot more character. Although renders are really always gonna look more modern than they do when you actually build something in person because it's done on a computer. It took about a week and a half to get me the renders back, and here's what he sent. He took inspiration from our kitchen and from the beam color. So pulling the cabinetry, the dark walnut cabinetry into the living room to make it feel, you know, cohesive. I actually love that. I love that I'm being able to see this option because I never thought about doing them in this color because I always felt like these bookshelves would be, you know, floor to ceiling and they might feel very heavy in the room. By using the dark walnut stain, I'm making it a lot more prominent in the space and a lot more heavy feeling. So he did incorporate a lot of the details that I really loved, like the curved corners. He put lights above each of the bookshelves, which I really like because we need more lighting in that room. He put storage underneath, actually a mix of doors and drawers, which I never would have thought of to do before. It breaks it up and makes it more interesting. But what he did do is take kind of a version of that last inspiration picture that I sent where it had the art, but instead of, you know, breaking up the bookshelves, he incorporated the art section into the entire bookshelf as a whole, if that makes sense. I don't know, honestly, seeing it is helpful because I don't know if I like that. It's giving entertainment center to me instead of what I had envisioned. So I'm glad I'm able to see it because I don't think I would do that, honestly. I got back to him and I wanted to see it at scale. So I actually asked him to put in some of our furniture pieces so that I could feel the weight of the bookshelves in the render. And so you can see the bookshelves are very large and very prominent. Obviously our walls won't be painted white, but the beams will be that dark. And I do like that it makes such a statement, but now that I've seen the renders, I can further think about whether I want to take the bookshelves all the way to the window or leave them more a little shallow and put some art in between. And build on this and maybe have him do a couple more renders with more ideas to really get the project perfect. I personally just like to work with freelancers just through messaging, but Fiverr also offers one-on-one consultations. And that's great if you want to meet with someone face-to-face, if you want to gain insights about your project or just kind of talk through it. Maybe you don't know what you want them to create for you or need some more direction. That's a great tool to utilize. So if you guys have not checked out Fiverr yet and you have an upcoming project that you need some help with or a business that you're running that you need some digital work done for, definitely check out Fiverr. You can head to fiverr.co/exomckenna to find out the services that are available to you, and you can get 10% off your first order with code MaCenna24. So stripping the beams and really making over this whole space will be done at a much later time when I feel better about using any products or any materials in the house at all. And the bookshelves will probably come sooner than that because I think that it's something I would need to build first before making over the whole room. But right now we can do one thing that will really make this room not feel so disjointed from our whole house. So we're gonna paint the walls today. A little bit dreading it because there's a lot of corners and a lot of round windows. Which is gonna be a lot, but that's okay. It's just gonna take some time, a lot of hand painting work. And we're gonna paint it the same color that we did the kitchen and the entryway formal living room, which is Sculptor Clay by Behr. I love this color. It takes the chill off of a white room. Fairly light color, but it has some good weight, visual weight to it. And it looks beautiful in those two spaces. And since you can stand in one place and turn around and see all of these rooms at the same time, I want them to be all of the same foundation color, which is the Sculptor Clay. So we're gonna cover some things up, roll some paper out to protect the floors. I'm gonna do all the handwork. Romeo's gonna do all of the rolling work. And we're gonna see how much better this space feels. There's also a lot of prep work we're having to do in this room before we even start painting. There was like an old security system that the previous owners had that we did not adopt. We had our new system put in that was more like advanced and stuff. They have these like little sensors everywhere. They had a big one in the corner here that made a hole that I need to patch. They had one over the back door, one on windows that don't even open. They're like literally painted shut, so I don't know what their purpose was. Pretty sure that this is a phone line. Like, who has landlines? Like, this has to come out. Like, we're done with this.
Wait, do home phones still exist?
Do home phones still exist? I think they do, obviously. Removing all these things is gonna help the room feel more, like, less messy, less things on the wall, you know, like, that are serving no purpose. Oh, I'm just saying that. You're gonna get paint in your hair. You gotta go somewhere. We're using the low VOC paint from Barrett. That's what I used in the nursery. Close to eliminating all of those volatile compounds that can emit from paint over time. And this is all kind of new to me. I've been doing new research on that. I know paint can have those volatile compounds. I know that like mattresses, like new mattresses could have that, and like formaldehyde. I know like, you know, using stripper and stuff could have that. It's all a learning curve to learn like what types of products, you know, you bring into your life and what they can omit. You know, there's no real way for one person to know everything about every little product that they bring into their lives. And, you know, it's just about learning as you go. So don't feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I would be like, oh, I should have known that. Oh, like I should have known that that could be harmful for me. But like, how? If you're not exposed to it and you don't learn about it, then you never know. So this is low VOC. They have it, most paint brands have it. They sell a line of it. I do notice a quality difference in the paint. It's still good, but I do notice when I'm applying the paint, it doesn't quite do as good of a coverage as the other lines that they carry would. So I always have to do 2 coats kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to go around this in the living room at least twice. Already feeling so much better in here. Just taking that edge off. You know, white paint gives me like, it's too sterile. It needs some warmth to it. We've opted not to paint the ceiling right now. Although I think I would want to, but I think painting the ceiling is a big ordeal because we have these like wood pieces that kind of go across. Also may end up going a completely different direction with the ceiling. I don't know. I haven't really processed the old makeover. And I think we also will end up messing up the ceiling where around the beams.
Oh,
and
for sure gonna mess up the ceiling.
Well, right? I think
Yeah,
we'll
because I
mess up
messed
the
up the
ceiling.
ceiling a little bit.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that the ceiling isn't gonna bother me too much being white. I just told Romeo that it feels larger in this room now because what it did is it created the dimension. It has the wall paint color now, and then it has the windows that are still white, which will leave white throughout the entire house. That'll be a consistent design selection, a design choice. And now there's the dimension of the fireplace, you know, and I'm not even finished painting around the fireplace and it already makes a huge difference and it feels so much bigger. It's wild. I've just been around these windows taking me forever.
Summer is ended, the leaves are turning brown. Red and
There's so much edging work to do on this painting. We worked until pretty late last night, until it was just like too hard to really see kind of what you were doing. I have to do all the edging work again around the windows and the ceiling. We did 2 coats of rolling. Romeo did it. We always make a good team. He does all the rolling work and I do all the hand work like around the corners because I don't tape anything off anymore. I have around the archway on the right side to do like the ceiling because I had to get on the tall ladder and it was too late. I was too tired. And finished that archway out, put the trim, and then we can pick up the paper because we've done 2 coats on the wall already of rolling. So it feels so much better. It feels a lot calmer too in here, so it's not so like intensely white. There was this old phone jack here too. There must have been 2 in the house. I'm sure they had bunches of them when they needed to plug multiple phones in, but this one had been here for so long that it was actually in the wall. Like they plastered around it and made the walls like thicker over time, I'm assuming, because this is a concrete wall, because on the other side of this, our bedroom, was actually an add-on as well. So I have these, like this mesh patch that I got from the hardware store, and it has like a self-adhesive, but they're never really that strong. It kind of just keeps it in place while you know, put the drywall mud over it or the spackling, because there would be no way to fill it if you just use the joint compound. This generously, and then we'll smooth it out. I have to do it a few times. I got it all painted. Everything's painted. I've mudded that arch with the, can't think today. What did I use? What was I using on that thing? What's that called in that bucket? Joint compound. Joint compound. I've got it mudded. I remembered now working on it why I didn't finish it. Last time I was working on these is because I ran out of trim. So I'm gonna run later tonight. It's drying, so I have time. It's gonna be a little bit of a process. I'm gonna run tonight and get more of the inside trim so that I could do that little detail and then put that up there and caulk it, and then I can paint that, and then they are done. They are actually done. But the room is painted and it looks great. Are you serious about painting this other one for me?
I can't.
You were doing
try.
so much better and faster than me. These actually look so good on this wall. Look at this. Like, looks different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I like them better.
Oh.
They're the biggest pieces of art that I have. But yeah, if this one could somehow look like this one before you head home, that'd be great. Okay. I'm still waiting for like the joint compound and stuff to dry on the arch and then the patch that I did. So taking a little break. I also have to run to the hardware store in a little bit after I'm done here, but I'm taking a little break. I'm actually going to record a podcast episode. So I'm getting everything set up right now. And why does this keep sliding? And I asked you guys a couple of vlogs ago, or maybe on Instagram, what you guys wanted to hear on the podcast, because I had wrapped up the renovation and I was kind of moving into different types of content. So I wanted to see what you guys wanted to hear. And literally the majority of you guys said that you wanted me to talk about life as a full-time mom and working. And right now we have help. Right now my mom's here, so I'm getting so much done. So it actually has given me a little bit of perspective on how much I'm able to accomplish when it's just Romeo and I, and then with extra help like my mom being here, because she hasn't This time of day is his like witching hour. He does not like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon for some reason. So I'm gonna record in the nursery because it's only fitting, obviously. So I think this episode will actually be out already when you're seeing this vlog. I think I'm gonna try and get it ready to go live maybe on Saturday. And then the next episode we'll get back to doing like design dilemmas and like, you know, different things like design wise, because I'm gonna be starting on, you know, more projects and stuff. So my goodness, MaCenna. Sometimes these cords just get like insane. Hello guys, welcome back to the With My Own Two Hands podcast. I'm your host, MaCenna Lee. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have dry mouth. I'm all done up here. I'm gonna pick up all my equipment, head downstairs because I hear the baby. I heard him laugh. And probably run to the hardware store. I need to run to Home Depot to get that trim. Okay, we're making a nighttime run to the hardware store. For the life of me, I cannot remember if I got that trim from Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm gonna have to literally look back at one of my videos to figure it out. I think it's been a minute. I think I might have to look at back the original video. I've confirmed it was Home Depot. So going there, I had to pull up the video for sure. We feel so weird without our baby. We're like laughing, like we feel like we're doing something wrong. Like we're just like out here, like I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, let's get this trim. I need the trim. I miss my baby already. Are you getting hungry?
I'm getting hungry. I can't stop thinking
hungry.
about that Philly cheesesteak.
Oh. Can you imagine we came all the way here and it was actually Lowe's?
Thought it was.
I need two. Just to be on the safe side, I do not want to run out again. That's all I needed. I have the top part. This is for the center and then along the top edge. And I already have everything else. I just need this and arches are done.
Oh,
Just one more coat of paint. Well, you guys, we did it. It took a day. It was like we started in the afternoon one day and then we finished in the morning. But then I spent a whole nother day finishing the arch. And yes, from this angle, from my desk, you no longer have to look at a unfinished arch. It's done. I don't ever want to do arches again. I'm so glad this house only has 3. I'm done. We're good on the arches. And if I can get this painting done to match that one, this room will really look a lot more complete. And then you can see that we desperately need storage because look, I've got that storage container with all of Cade's toys, like development toys. and we put things on top of it because we lack storage. I also have one here, so I have storage next to my desk and things. Kinsley will always have her basket of toys because she needs to access them, so they won't be in like a cabinet. So we can definitely use the storage in this space. So that's why the bookshelves are gonna be so good. And I think the room needs a power play, like a powerful moment, because I feel like everything is, there's just pieces everywhere. I want the room to feel more like a complete thought, and that's where the makeover is going to come in. Beams are going to come to life. We're going to have like purposeful pieces of furniture, and I know my desk is in this space, but like I use it and I love to be with the sunshine, and I love to be in the house and not like tucked away in a room. So the makeover will make it all make sense and come together. The way that this room feels now was definitely worth the effort to just go ahead and paint it now, and obviously finish out the arches, and it just feels a little more polished and a little more complete, and it's more cohesive with the other rooms in the house because it's painted the same color. It's not so like when you would sit in here at this time of day and the light would bounce on the white walls, it was almost like you had to squint. It was always hard to see the TV at this time of day. It helped to take the chill off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
And a big thanks again to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to visit fiverr.co/exomckenna to check out the services that are available to you, and you can get 10% off your first order with code MaCenna24.
Now this room can be decorated for fall, and that makes me happy. So I'm going to be decorating for fall next. I have lots of ideas, so I need to get started on them. I'm actually going to get started today and see where I can get over the next couple of days so that you guys have a new decor video over on my other channel soon. And also more vlogs. We're going to be decorating for Halloween as well. I'm very excited to pull everything down and decorate. This will be Cade's first Halloween. Cade's first everything is just so exciting. So I'll see you guys really soon for more videos. Bye guys. Kinsley, this is your baby. She still plays with Christmas babies. Do you want this? Twirl? 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 Good job. Okay, okay.